they're in a valley, man, a big valley. It's been a couple of seasons now. They've missed the playoffs 4 of the last 5 years. This is not an energized fan base. So what would you target if it was you?
Well, I think what we've seen around the league is success with like younger former players,
Mm-hmm.
right? The Kelly that the Pirates hired. It's not that the Pirates lit the world on fire, but they got better. Stephen Vogt has had success.
For sure.
So if you can find players like that, Mike Redmond was always considered kind of that name. I feel like that ship with the Twins has probably sailed because the guys that are in the organization have no idea who Mike Redmond is.
Yep.
This morning I was thinking about like, is there any like super popular, well-respected players, former Twins that are still around the organization that would have any desire in coaching? Like Joe Mauer would fit the bill, but I think Joe Mauer has zero desire to be manager, right?
Yes.
Justin Morneau would 100% fit that description. I don't think Morneau has any desire in managing. Trevor Plouffe, Michael Kadire, Denard Span, like all of those guys, I think would be the type of personality that would be good at leading a ball club. I don't think that any of them really have that desire. The only name that I could think of was Torrey Hunter, and I'm like, he's talked about it. He's said he's had interest in it. Right now, I think
Has he really? I guess I missed that.
Yeah, it was last year, 2 years ago.
Okay.
It was a while ago. And currently he's employed by the Angels. And so Parker actually tweeted that this morning.
Okay.
And then when the Angels announced that their manager, Washington, and whoever replaced Washington wouldn't be returning, I actually saw Torrey Hunter's name as a possible candidate.
Okay.
But that would be like that was, to me, I'm like, okay, that would be interesting. Derek Shelton, who was very well respected as Rocco's bench coach before he was hired in Pittsburgh, I saw his name on a list. I'm like, yep, that makes sense. James Rosen, I think I saw his name on a list. Just there's people that have connections to the franchise. I think ultimately what's probably going to happen is it's going to be a Guardian guy, right? Fellow, he's going to go back to Cleveland and pluck a guy that he wants. After Milwaukee having the success that they had going to the college ranks, it does make me curious if that's something that the Twins would consider. And I just don't know who the right one would be. I think with recruiting and NIL and that being such a big thing, like there may be college coaches that are looking to get out of college coaching, right? We've seen that in football. We've seen that in basketball. Is that a potential in baseball? I feel like it's going to be a super, super wide net, and I don't really have a great sense of what directions they'll cast that net.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I guess like for me, and I'm curious for your take on this, a lot of how whether this move really makes sense is kind of going to boil down to what else the Twins do in the offseason. Because if you ditch Rocco and bring in a new guy, unless you go through a more extensive process of change, and to me that means some changes in player development as analyzed by the front office. That means absolutely some changes in the roster. Like I'm
100%.
much more ready to see some players get fired than I am to see the manager get fired personally. Unless you do that as well, bring in a new guy. I'm not going to say it's unappealing because who wouldn't want to be an MLB manager if you work in baseball? But like, I don't know that you're setting that person up for success if you trot out a similar team to the one that played down the back half of this season that really just, I mean, if we keep it real, it's just a massive talent deficit. They were just not good players. There were too many not good players for that team to be successful. And so I'm really interested, and it's such a cop-out answer, but I'm really interested to see what else the org does. And I think that's going to color how we view the Rocco firing and who they ultimately bring in to replace him.